I love to hear, it, man. Congratulations,
Yeah,
bro. I didn't even know.
thank you.
This is a new
Yeah,
knowledge to me,
yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
bro.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
like 1.5 million. Yeah,
damn,
yeah,
said these y'all, he just dropped a bomb. Seven-figure
yeah,
mentee out here, by the way. That's
yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing, bro. Yo, what's good, family? It's Jeffrey the artist back at you again. I got an interview with one of my top traders, Aries, the investor. We're gonna go through his journey, his trading journey, learn how he's trading, learn what he's accomplished, and hopefully drop some gems that y'all can use in your own trading journey. So, first and foremost, Aries, what's up? Can you hear me?
what's going on, bro? How you?
I'm fantastic, bro. You know, every day above ground is a good day. A lot of people
Facts.
didn't make it, to the next day.
Yeah,
So as long as you're above ground, you got fight in you. You know, you can make things happen. So
facts.
first and foremost, could you tell us a little bit about your trading journey and how things were going for you in that trading journey before you came one of the mentees in the dojo?
Yeah, I started man, I think probably like 2009, 2010. I had saw a guy that was doing
Wow,
trading with options, you know what I'm saying? He was doing something that had to do with the delta, the gamma. You know what I mean? I never thought that somebody could make money in the markets. I just thought that those things was just, for insiders or whatnot. I never thought that
right,
was something
definitely.
that, people outside of a certain amount of people could actually learn it. And I tried a little bit. Of course, I failed because it was back in those days, like '09, '10. You didn't have any kind of help. There was no social media like that back then, besides maybe like Facebook
True.
and MySpace. So it was a real difficult to kind of connect with people and share ideas and experiences. And then I think it was 2013, 14. I actually saw a movie. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know The Wolf of Wall Street. That was
Right,
like a big movie
right.
that I had checked out. And I was like, man, like, what I mean? The fact, and I actually did a whole backstory on him and found out that it actually was true and it actually was way crazier than the movie actually showed of
True.
what the guy did. So I was like, man, like, this is actually possible. And then I'll say like 2017, 18, I started to kind of really get serious with it after I started hearing about Bitcoin and stuff like that blowing up. I was like, nah, I really got to try and jump on this and see what I can do. So I just, started playing around with it and I failed, obviously, because nobody told me how hard it would be. I thought it was just you put money in, you press a button, it goes up. That's basically it. But it definitely wasn't that. And
We live
then,
and we learn.
right. And then I was a
Yeah.
teacher. And then 2020 was the year that I'm pretty sure a lot of people was just like, like it's the job thing is just dead. The job security is dead. Like that was my year where I was
Definitely
like, all
that.
right, I'm taking this 100% serious. And from then on out, it was just, it's been up and down, to be honest. I've met a mentor here that promises this. I've met a course here that it's just been an up and down, up and down, up and down. It's never been anything that's been consistent, nothing that has been profitable. Yeah, I mean, I've learned a few things here and there, but overall, it's just at the end of the day, I'm still kind of in that place where I'm just stuck on what next to do. And that
Hmm.
was kind of always the situation. Is like every time I meet somebody, they look good, everything look good on paper, and when you actually break down the strategy, it's probably an outdated strategy, something that's been used, something that the market probably has adapted to. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Mm.
it was tough. I've spent a ton of money learning the market for sure, and
Okay.
then
Okay.
yeah, you know what I mean? And it like I said, it's been tough, but I just love the market so much. I just love the way that to understand how the world moves, how the money moves around the world. It's such an intriguing concept. You know what I mean? And it's so and I just feel like it's so we don't even I don't feel like we haven't even broken like maybe 15 to 20% of what actually still goes on in the markets. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like
Definitely.
it
Definitely.
just is so much that goes on. Everything I learned stuff about the Federal Reserves and how they give money to other banks. And you know what I mean? I've done so many different things with just it's amazing. to me. You know what I mean? I just love it. Genuinely love just
Definitely.
to know about it, you know? I love numbers and it's just very intriguing, man.
I hear you. And you're saying a lot of key things for those of y'all that are watching this in the future, wherever you are watching. You got to love the game, right?
Facts.
First
Yeah.
and foremost, if you don't love the game, if you don't have like a affinity for cracking codes, cracking puzzles,
Yeah.
being competitive even, like it's because we know that trading is a zero sum game. On the other side of that trade that you're buying, somebody's selling. On the
Somebody
other trade
else.
of that
Yeah.
that thing that you're selling, there's somebody buying. You know, it's a zero sum game. In order for somebody to win, somebody has to lose, and vice
Right.
versa.
Right.
So the ones who are like Aries, who are out here, you know, collecting this knowledge, right? Knowledge is the logs that fuel the fire, right? The more knowledge you get, eventually you're going to break through. And the only times that you actually fail is when you're not moving forward on that knowledge, when you're not taking action on consistent action.
Right.
So, you also said another important thing for those of y'all that are watching out there, you have to understand that trading is not easy. It's not as easy
Yeah.
as the influencers are going to make it seem, right? I don't know how many of y'all have been watching an influencer talking about, oh, I'm gonna flip $10 to a 10,000 this week or whoop de whoop, blase blah, and then you try and do it and you blow the backside out of your account 110
Right.
times before you ever turn $1 profit. Right? You got to
Yeah.
understand that the people who are showing you these things, like how to flip accounts, like I mean, I can flip an account, but that took 4 years of knowing that I could like understand, like, oh, I've seen somebody flip an account, but it took 4 years for me to actually do that, right? 4 years to flip an account 100%. And then after you realize that it's just numbers, like Aries said, it's just numbers, right? You have to have that knowledge of the numbers and understanding that when you can flip an account to 100%, you can do it again. It doesn't matter the account size. Y'all got to
Right.
understand that it's really just numbers on a screen. That's part of psychology. Okay, so what do you feel like was the main problem prior to joining the dojo? And were there any lessons that you brought into the mentorship aside from the things like it sounds like you had an ironclad psychology already moving in? But were there any other lessons that you brought into the mentorship that you feel like have helped you become as successful as you are now?
For me, I always, anytime that I've ever traded, I've always
Hmm.
had a thought in my mind, always a question is like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? That's always been my thing. It's like, okay, I'm here. What do I do next? You know what I'm saying? What's next after this? There's trade loss. What am I going to do here? There's trade wins. What do I do? It's always been just that what if thing for me. And I feel like when I got into the dojo, it's like a missing puzzle to what I'm trying to build, like a missing piece to something that's way bigger than me, like with my trading, with my career that I'm trying to do. And when man, it's just wow. It's just like so much that I did. Like I said before earlier, it was like I only know about 10 to 20%. It's like when I came into the dojo, I didn't even know anything about majority of the stuff that you was teaching. I was still
Mm,
going off of order blocks. I was
right.
going off of I mean, price action is cool and stuff like that, but it's just like just knowing about just wickless candles and so many different things. It's just like, yo, like I've seen them before, and I've always thought that, man, like these
Aries, you're breaking up for me
things,
on this
something
side. Can
is
you hear
something
me?
important about them. But I just never knew. It's like I really felt like I was a new trader again. Like I was literally
Oh,
learning
okay.
everything from brand new. Yeah, I mean, I was like, yo, that was one thing I said when I had met you back in March. I was like, yo, when I go in here, don't bring anything that I've learned outside of that play. Like come in here and like, you know what I mean? Like come in here as a completely new trader. And it was like, yo, day one, I'm like, yo, what is all the stuff about the news and I mean, being able to basically kind of predict how the news is gonna go. I was like, yo, like I didn't know anything about this. Like, and I was like, yo, this is how people make consistent money in the market. So any
Hmm.
lessons that I learned outside of you, I didn't bring anything in there. I came in there with an open mind. I came in there with just straight positivity and the motivation that I've had that has
Mm,
kept me in the game this long. You know what I'm saying?
that's
That's
perfect, bro.
really it. You know what I mean?
That's
And like I
perfect.
said, it's so much. And on top of that, the constant support that you're giving, the constant, the constant upgrades that you're doing, like you work so hard to just make it easier for us to trade, bro. Like, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's really,
Absolutely,
really,
bro.
really crazy, you know?
Bro, I know what it's like to feel like you don't know
Yeah,
something in the market. Like I always had like why? Why is this happening?
yeah,
Why is that
yeah.
happening?
Hmm.
And spending hours and hours on the chart. And I don't know how many other people can relate, but like I've been scammed like I don't even know how much. I don't want to think about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just on knowledge, right? Because there are shady people out here trying to get your money for
yeah,
trading, and they will take advantage of the fact that you want knowledge. Like I wasn't one of the people who was investing into like these. Oh, you give me $100, I'm gonna give you 10,000 back in a week.
yeah,
Nah, like I learned a long time ago in like BitConnect that none of that stuff was working. That none of that fast flip high yield investment schemes were worth anything. When you get scammed once or twice in those, like, all right, this didn't pan out. All right, that didn't pan out. Like you really start to dig. And what I was getting scammed on was knowledge. Like I would see people who
right,
were like having insane stop losses or saying, oh yeah, I got like I know how the banks are moving because I can see orders in the market and whoop. And the thing is that thing that people are scamming people about is something that you can actually do,
right,
right? I
right.
mean, and I mean, because you've gone through the same trading, like you've gone through Project Adam, right? Got the
Yeah,
same training that number two FTMO trader Adam Marshall went
yeah.
through, right? So you know that we can actually see these things, right? These things that
Mhm.
people like. I'm not going to say it's the holy grail because the holy grail of trading truly is discipline and risk management, right? Y'all out there
Right,
listening to that, just remember that, right? You can win with any trading strategy as long as you have discipline, risk management, and of course, patience, right? Patience for
right.
your setups to manifest.
Yeah.
So, it sounds
Hmm.
like you went through like a profound change when you came into the dojo, and I
Oh
do
yeah,
appreciate you
yeah,
trusting me
definitely.
with your education. Just like I tell all the other mentees that come through, like anybody that wants to learn how to trade, any step that you take forward, like I'm gonna take like 1,000 because this is
Right,
my full-time occupation. Like I locked in just like you when COVID started because I was a person whose income got completely ripped from under them.
right,
And
right.
I was like, well, I got to make something shake, and I did.
Yeah, and
And
I'll tell you this too. Don't mean to cut you off. There was one thing, that you had told me, and I'll never forget that. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh nah, this dude different. You know what I mean? I remember when I talked to you about the market. This was when I had talked to you back in March, and
Mhm.
I'm like yo, how you hitting this stuff? I can't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I was like, yo, I'm struggling in the market and stuff like that. And I remember you was like, you said something along the line like, yo, don't blame the market. It's you. You got into the market. You the one that made the trade. You the one that was in the market. You decided to get in the market at that time. And I'm like, damn, he talking to me like that? I'm like, hold on. I want to know more about that. Just because of that attitude, like the fact that you talk to me that way. Some people will be like, oh yeah, we can fix that. But he was like, no. You got into the market. You made the decision, bro. I'll know for that. That was the first initial conversation we had. And I was like, oh, and I remember I asked you, I said, tell me more. How can I fix that? He was like, yo, it's up to you. I can't tell you what. And I was like, man, that dude different. That dude
Mm,
different. Since then,
mm.
I've been rocking with you, bro. Since that
Yeah.
initial convo, bro.
Hey, like I mean, you're in the dojo, and just like the
Hmm.
other mentees know, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat
Right,
anything. Like, I'm
right.
not gonna tell you like, oh yeah, like we gonna have like a 98,000%
Yeah,
win rate. None of that. Nah, like I tell you about the like we have a perfect setups tab where we go over any win that we make. And I'm
right.
not the mentor that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I never lose. Like anytime I lose, I'm transparent about it. Oh, this is why I
Transparent.
lost. This is why
Thanks.
I could
Hmm.
adjust. Like just like everybody should be. One of the things that people really mess up with, like, is part of human conditioning, right? One of my seven-figure mentors talked to me about this. Most people are losing because we are designed to be factory workers in the
Right.
machine, a cog
Hmm.
in the machine. We are trained. If I said, yo, winning is good and losing is
Bad.
bad. Like I
Yeah.
didn't just transfer a thought to you. Like
Hmm.
you didn't just read my mind. That's
Yeah,
the
we're
same
hardwired.
conditioning that we,
Hmm.
yeah, we hardwired to do that.
Yeah.
So anytime we want to be first place, right? If you're not first, you're
Facts.
last. Ricky Bobby, right? Like that's how it is. We
Right.
know that losing, we are conditioned to run away from a losing situation. We are conditioned to run away from things that are hurting us. And when
Hmm.
you couple losing on top of losing money, it's like, yo, it's like a 1-2 punch to the brain. Like you're getting knocked out every single time. But that's not a fault of your own. Like we can't help the conditioning that we have all gone through since a very young kid. Like one of
Right.
the things that we have to understand in trading is that, it's not about how many you win. It's not about how many you lose. It's about how well you can fortify yourself to take those losses,
Hmm.
right? Manage your risk along the way, right? Because you are going to hit losing streaks.
Right.
It's inevitable, right? It's really a game of probability. Like the market makers are going to feed the fish. Like that's all we are. It doesn't matter how big of an account you have. There's always somebody with a bigger account. They're going to feed those
Facts.
little fish flakes to everybody who's participating in the market to keep them in the market, right? And yes, there are strategies that have higher win rates than others. Yes, there are strategies that have lower win rates than others. But for
Hmm.
those of you that are listening out there, if somebody's telling you that they got a 100% win rate, they are full of shit, right? I
Yep.
don't care, full of shit,
Hmm.
right? Even the banks lose. All right. Don't get
Hmm.
scammed out here over somebody telling you they have a ridiculously high win rate because the trade-off for win rate, and trust me, because I've crunched numbers like I'm a coder. Like that's why I'm so good at trading because I learned how to code. All right. For those of you all out there listening, like coding is a superpower when it comes to trading. I swear, like there is nothing that I have done in my past besides getting my ass whooped at video games a ton because my next door neighbor was like a savage at Halo, and that fortified me being able to take losses like a lot. So coding can allow you to see the data, the statistical win rate of certain strategies, and that's one thing that took me through the roof in my trading because when I could see like, oh, like this strategy, oh, it might only be 47% accurate, but the risk to reward on it is like 1 to 10, 1 to 20. And it's like this other strategy, like, oh yeah, it has a 98% win rate, but it has a negative risk to reward. The
Yeah.
higher the win rate, the lower the risk to reward. The lower the
Hmm.
win rate, typically, not going to say in all instances, but typically the lower the win rate, the higher the risk to reward. And in trading, what you want to have is a high risk to reward. You don't want to spend $1 to make 50 cents,
Yeah.
right? You would
Facts.
rather want to spend $1 to make $20. And that's the type of skill set that I talk about and help lay the foundation as well as the methodology to actually accomplish within the dojo. All right. So that I mean we all know that trading is not easy. So what exactly sparked your interest in trading in the first place? And was there anything particular about the paradigm that we teach in the dojo that helped you more than anything has helped you in the past? And why do you feel that particular thing that we taught has helped you become the trader that you are today?
Well, the thing that sparked me about trading in general is just freedom. I think
Mm,
that's just I just always loved that concept of a person being at a computer on a beach
mhm,
with a mojito and they just trading on their computer. Engine that. I always just love the fact that you can just I mean, all right, yeah, let's take a little vacation and you can have that. You could make that money back while you're on your vacation. It's just that's just always been so appealing to me. But when I got when I was trading before I got into the dojo, I was doing negative trades as well.
mm,
I was doing a lot of negative risk rewards. I'll admit that because people would say, oh, they're like 92%, So I'll be risking $10 to make $3, you know what I mean? But then again,
mhm.
when you get clapped, all of that
Yeah,
that you made for the week is gone. You know what I mean? It was just it made no
done.
sense, bro. It really, really made no and we were going off of statistics and stuff. I was like, that's great and all. I mean, but you're making crumbs and then when you get clapped, like it's like your whole week of earnings is down the drain. It made no sense to me. I was like, nah, there's got to be something else. The risk reward in the dojo is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I remember I just wrote you on IG a few, and you said that you hit a 1 to 66. That shit is
Right,
disgusting. You know what I mean? That shit is
right,
so, and I wrote that. I said that shit is nasty because
right.
you don't see things like that don't, it may not happen all the time, but the fact that you have the knowledge to actually do that, that
It's
intrigues me
game
so
changing.
much. Yeah, and
It's
it does
game
change, you know what I'm
changing,
saying? And
right?
being able to adapt with the game is something that I'm trying to learn as well. You know what I mean? I know that we usually our fourth quarters usually can be a little tough. I know the first quarters can usually be a little tough, but being able to know that I have knowledge that I can adapt with what's going on and still make money.
Hmm.
That's something that you mean like, come on. Who wants to work? No disrespect to Amazon, but who wants to work a 9 to 5, bro? When you can do this, bro, it's like it's a no brainer to me.
Right.
It
You're
really,
right.
really is a no brainer to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just the love of just trading, the love of knowing what's going on in the world, and the love of just understanding what's going on in different countries. You know what I mean? It's a no brainer. It really, really is a no brainer to just lock in, tap in, lock in for 6 months to a year, bro. And it's something that can feed you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, listen, y'all out here. I mean, I can't, I can't express to you, like Aries and everybody else who's watching, like how many arrows I had to take in the back to
Right.
learn this stuff.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm a great teacher.
You are
Um,
one of the best,
I
if not
appreciate
the
that.
best.
I
That's a
appreciate
fact.
that. Yeah, and like you're a teacher, right? You're a teacher
Right.
yourself. I'm also a teacher. I've been in schools, not in the same capacity that you
Right.
are. Like before COVID, like really hit everything. I was traveling around like all of the
Mm.
United States to Dubai to Africa, all these different places, to teach kids. Like and teaching. If you can teach a kid, like yo, respect to all the teachers out here, like
Yeah.
infinite respect because if
Takes a
you
lot of discipline and
it
patience
definitely
with that.
does.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I found like my teaching style is based in analogies, right? I learned that
Mm.
analogies are like one of the best teachers. If you can
Mm.
explain something to somebody in terms that they know, it's easier to
Right.
translate knowledge,
Yeah.
right? It's so easy to translate knowledge, and just being able to make things uh, as simple as possible. That's, the secret of teaching, right?
Yeah.
Like you talk about the train concept, the money train, like most people know how a train works. It's very simple. We're not going to get into that. That's, secret knowledge in the dojo, but you have to have a mentor that cares. It's not just about selling somebody a course and just letting them go off the range. Like we have homework, that if it's designed just like people, in school, people don't like to do homework.
Mm.
You understand, but understanding that homework is the key to solidifying that knowledge, right? Like I tell Eric, like he's gone through like one of the highest level programs that we have in the dojo, and there's tons of homework in that
Yeah.
in that paradigm, right? Tons of homework, and it's because it's not just me saying some shit that sounds sweet, right? Like it's not about that. It's about you actually going out and seeing this occur in the market, like whoa, like
Mm.
this is actually something that's working. Like this is actually going crazy in the market, and that's why students like Aries, student like Adam, student like all these other like Devin, like Gage, all these other students are having such success because I can duplicate what I know, right? Because it's not some fluff, not some magic crossover on a screen or whatever the case may be. Like you only know what you know in the market, right? Until
Right.
somebody comes along and pulls back the curtain, right? And
Right.
that's what I do to my students. When I learn something new, I'm pulling back the curtain, I'm explaining it, breaking it down. We have the tab in the dojo for questions. I've been in too many mentorships where the you just get into the Discord and it's like from then on, it's basically like you're just trying to teach yourself and the other students talking to each other, trying to figure out what's going on, and the mentor is just not answering any questions. Like
Mm.
that is not what it's about. Like teaching is a full-time job, just like when you're teaching in school, it's a full-time job. Like you have to understand that everybody's different. Everybody comes around at different times. People are hit by knowledge in different ways. So it's
Mm.
not just about me teaching my students. Like my students teach me like 100%. I'm only as good as I am because I have so many different students from so many different walks of life. And teaching is outside of coding. Teaching is a real way to get very good at something very fast. Like, yeah, so some people could say it's selfish, but I know the power of teaching, and the only teachers, they have to be masters, right? And I'm
Right,
not going to say that I've mastered trading yet because it's such an ongoing journey and I always learn something
right.
new, but I definitely know a lot. I definitely know a lot about trading, right? So we already touched on this a little bit,
Mhm.
but what exactly made you go ahead and pull the trigger to become one of my mentees? And how was what you saw me doing different from the other mentors that you've had in the past?
Oh man. Well, for me, I'm always a person that's always I always believe that somebody always has some kind of percentage more than you in knowledge when it comes to trading. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know everything. I still feel like I know 10% of the market. You know what I mean, and from what I've seen from the video, from when we had our first webinar together, whatnot, we talked and we chopped it up. I was just like, yo, like this is really dope. But the thing that interests me the most was the fact that you were trading news. From when
Mm,
I was taught with my mentors, they always say avoid red folders,
mm,
avoid orange folders. Don't trade during unemployment. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you're able to predict what's going on in the market during the news and news, like I said, news can be predictable. Sometimes the numbers go up, they go down. But it's like the fact that you're able to predict it with such a high accuracy is retarded. It really, I
mm,
think, off of that alone, that is what initially made me be like, yo, I've got to really stop the bullshit and really invest in just me. And like I said, I've spent $4,000 on mentorships. I've spent 12,000, not 12,000, 2,000. I've spent a ton of money the past four
right.
years just learning, learning, learning. But it's just usually a lot of rewashed stuff that has already been in the market before that I've already seen or to some kind of capacity already been exposed to it. So when I came in, it's just the way that the Discord was set up, the way that like I said, you talked about the homework. I love homework when it comes to trading because, like I said, that gives me reinforcements and knowing that what I'm seeing in the market, what I'm being taught is it's going to be in the subconscious. I believe heavy on subconscious and things like that. So when I'm learning and I'm like, I'm learning about absorption and the distribution, you know what I mean? I'm learning about all of that. He's like, yo, go back, take like, I think I had sent you like 100 snapshots, I think, at one point
Mm-hmm.
in time
Mm-hmm.
of just the low volume nodes, the high volume node. I sent you a ton of just snapshots, and I'm like learning. And on top of that, like I'm going back and I'm just checking. I'm like, yo, these things are really hitting the weekly levels, the monthly levels, how strong they can be, the launch pads, the like I said before, the wickless candles, the golden candles. The I'm just like, yo, like everything in the market. It's like there's always a story to something that's going on in the market. There's always a
Exactly.
story because it's like you're gonna always wonder why this and there's 9 out of 10 times there's an explanation for it. There's
Yep.
always an explanation for whatever's going on. And the fact that you were bringing that in, and I'm like, yo, I didn't even know about this. I was like, whoa, what the landmines? And I'm like, whoa, what's all of this? And I was like, yo, tap in, Kev. Like, let's just tap in and then I just jumped and took it, came in, like I said, the group was cool. Everybody was chill. Talked to Adam for a little bit, and after that, it's just basically me just tapping in and doing it for myself. I mean, you're not gonna do it for me. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it
true.
wasn't gonna hold me. You gave me what it was, and I had to do it myself.
That's
And
true.
that's initially it was just like I said, I'm just heavy, heavy, heavy on knowledge. Heavy, heavy, heavy on knowledge because you know a lot more than me. You've been on the charts for many, you know what I mean? Even though I may have started earlier than you, you've had way more chart time than me, clearly, from what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out. I'd probably do it for 2 months, leave it for a year. Do it for 6 months, leave it for, you know what I mean? But you put the time in and you got to always go with that first, yo.
Hear you,
And I
bro.
just,
I
like I
hear
said,
you.
like, it just made me love. And I remember I told you, you made me love trading again. Before it was like,
I remember, bro.
it was a burden. Yeah, it was like a burden to try and make money. Now it's like, yo,
Hmm.
like I'm literally enjoying it because I'm understanding what's going on in the
Yeah,
market. You know what I'm saying? I'm
it's a
understanding
whole
why
different
these candles
vibe,
are so big. Yeah,
right?
yeah, it
It's a
is.
whole different
Knowing,
vibe
like
once you
actually
understand.
knowing, yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
for
Facts.
sure,
It's
for
like it's just
sure,
it's different.
for sure. I mean, a lot of
And
traders
it's making
like,
me feel more comfortable too. Ooh,
And that's what it's about. Like, it's this, it's like the same thing. If you go into a
yeah,
battlefield, like you go into war, you don't know your gun, you don't know your enemy. You're in the
right,
dark. Like, of course you're
right.
gonna be afraid. Like, oh, like is that a gunshot? Was that a landmine that just
Hmm.
went on? Like what was that? Like, but you go to the shooting range a
Right,
whole bunch of times. Like, you get into you enemies shooting blanks, whatever, like you're in like, skirmishes or whatever the case may be, the more you warm up and acclimate to the environment, the more you know. Like like traders out here, like I
right.
can't even explain to you. It's the fear of the unknown is going to stop so many people from being the
Yeah,
trader that they
yeah,
want to be. Like, I'll be I'm always completely transparent in everything that's going on. Like, it's still like I still feel that fear. Like when I'm like
yeah.
trading, but that's part of the human conditioning. Like I trade
Right,
through
right.
fear at all points. I'm like, okay, I'm fearful. Yeah, it's probably time to move. I use that fear. I'm like,
Right.
okay, if I'm afraid, like that's the conditioning. Like that's the one of the reasons that people aren't profitable because when they feel that fear, right? Because having a 5 point stop loss on NASDAQ is scary. I don't care how tiny your stop loss is, it's still scary. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
am I really doing this? And the answer is yes,
Hmm.
I'm really
Yeah.
doing it. Do this every
Right.
week. You know what I mean? Like, but deconditioning, like removing that conditioning from yourself from a lifetime, because I'm 35, right? We've been
Right.
conditioned for our entire lives since as soon as we could talk
Right.
about losing and mistakes and all that. Like, but
Hmm.
it's okay. Like we have to understand that making a mistake in trading, yeah, you might lose some money, but the real mistake is letting your emotions get out of whack and then you making an even bigger mistake, like
Right.
like over
Right.
leveraging or over trading, whatever. Over leveraging and over trading are the exact same thing. It's like just an over
Yeah.
leverage is
Yeah.
like a compressed amount of trades. You can over trade and it still be
Right.
over leveraged because you just took too many trades. But gotta understand that
Right.
it's
And
difficult, y'all. It's difficult. It's gonna be
right.
difficult,
And
but
and
it's
and and you're right. Like and I was gonna say I was gonna jump on that too. Like that is definitely something that I actually struggle with, like of when I'm trading and stuff, and I'm the heart starts to beat, anxiety starts to kick
hmm
in. Like, should I take off hash? Should I move my stop to break even? It was
hmm
me just over leveraging at the end of the day. But
hmm
I'm saying like if I'm having a 10 to 12, you know what I mean, 12 is the max that I would do. 12, you know what I mean, points out, and I'm letting it run and it goes and it comes back. It's not bothering me as much. I'm like, yo, like I know like the possibilities. I know what can happen. It can hit a 1 to 5, a 1 to 6 regularly. I can take 3 losses in a row and still come back and clean those losses and still be in profit at the end of
Exactly.
the week. Like it's
Exactly.
like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
compared to me doing a negative RR, it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like after I've come in, it was like it makes no sense to do that. It's like you're doing a disservice to yourself, bro. Like you really are like damaging your psychology. You're damaging your
hmm
profits. You're damaging your progression. Like to be honest with you, like you're doing a disservice to your trading career in general just by doing that. That's why I don't ever do no negative RRs anymore.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
if it's not positive, if it's not a 3 to 1, I ain't touching it. To be honest
right,
with you.
then yeah, and that's low numbers out here in the dojo. Like
Right,
3 to 1
right,
should be
right. It
minimum, you know what
is
I mean? Like, and
facts.
people, like traders out there that are watching this, y'all know that even hitting a 1-to-1 is like difficult, right? And people out here have like a
Right.
50 pip stop loss, and they'd be like TP1, 20
Insane.
pips, TP2, 30 pips,
Mm-mm.
TP3. They'd be like, I just
Yeah.
hit TP 25. It's like, yo, what are y'all talking about? Like,
Right.
what do you? No,
Yeah.
y'all are doing too much. A person could have a 50 pip
Right.
stop loss, still lose their trade, and then it's even worse on their psychology because you just sat there shaking, looking at your phone and looking at the screen like,
Like
oh my
watch
God, is
it.
it gonna hit?
Yeah.
Is it gonna
Yeah.
not hit? Like, I would rather have a
Hmm.
5 pip stop loss and be out like that, or it goes and takes off in my direction,
Right.
and that's way easier on the psychology. And just like you were saying, like it's way better to have a high
Yeah.
RR
Yeah.
because your losses can completely be wiped out by one win. Like if y'all just basic math,
Yeah.
right? If you have a 1 to 10 risk to reward, right? you could be 20%. Like statistically, you could be 11% accurate, right? And
Mm-hmm.
still be
This will be profitable.
profitable,
Mm-hmm. Facts.
right? Still be profitable. If you have a 1 to 2 risk to reward, all right, you can flip that coin. You can be 55% accurate, right, and still be profitable. Risk to
Yeah.
reward is such a greater key performance indicator, a good KPI for
Yeah.
traders. If y'all are thinking about trading, right, you need to rewire your brain from, oh, I need to be accurate, right, to I need to extend my reward and minimize my risk,
Right.
right? Because that
Facts.
risk to reward is the pro trader key performance indicator.
Mm.
My coach, 7-figure coach, he says, I don't take a trade unless I know I can hit a 1 to 4, right?
Right.
And shout out to my guy MJ. I'm under his tutelage right now. He studied under a market maker, and the reason I went to him wasn't because my risk to reward wasn't like crazy. I wanted to learn how whales were investing in the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understand how whales are actually taking profit on their trades, how whales are viewing the data. I wanted to increase my risk to reward, right? Because I've had trades that have gone over 1 to 118, right? Meaning if I risked $1, I would have made 118 back, but I didn't
$10.
risk $1 on that. I didn't. I risked way more than $1 on that trade. But y'all have to understand that, that took years and years and years of hard work. Like Aries said, he's been, what did you say, 2009? Did you start trading?
Well, yeah, I started like just playing around with options in 2009, but I
Right,
didn't take it
right,
super serious until 2020 though. Like 2020 was that year that I was just once I seen the world stop, I was like, nah, we got to do something here. A job ain't cutting it
right.
anymore.
I hear you. That was a changing point in so many, like including mine, so many people's lives. Like,
Right, right.
and the reason that I am where I am like today is because shortly, like I think it was like 3 months into my journey, like I definitely was feeling like quitting. I started out with I Am Academy, right? Like, and it was not panning out like at all.
Mm.
They had the negative risk to reward trades
Uh,
talking about TP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, and I was like, what's going on? Like, going out, if you made $1 on demo, go out and recruit your grandma. Like, it's
mhm.
like, nah, bro, like this is not working for me. But what was the a changing point for me is why I met this young cat, a 21-year-old millionaire, and he was hitting like crazy risk to reward. Like I'd never seen, the people in IM Academy were like, oh yeah, you need to have like a 70 pip stop loss. We're gonna enter this trade on GJ and whoopty whoopty whoop TP 168. But he was entering trades with a 10 pip stop loss, right? And that was like in 2020, right? And he was talking about fundamentals and how fundamentals were moving the market. And that was my I could say like my second mentor that I had in the market, like somebody who actually knew what they were doing. Was a Warren Buffett scholar, and went to the University of Nebraska to be an analyst, for a free ride. And that was my second mentor in the market. So from a very early point on in my trading, like I was learning how to hit super tight stop loss. This, young cat, shout out to Sonny, he had tight stops tatted on his arm, right?
Mm.
And crude oil tatted on the other arm. Like he was, really deep in the game, like from a very young age. So mentorship matters. Like,
Yeah,
you
it
can't just
does.
go out here and learn from people that you can't talk to, right? People
Mm.
that you can't ask questions to. I know everybody and their mama loves to go on YouTube and look at ICT, but you can't ask him questions, right?
Right.
All those PD arrays and all those entry schematics that he has, they sound nice, when he's talking about it, look nice when he's cherry picking trades and all that. I know, no offense to any ICT traders. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what I am saying is when you can't add context, when you can't confirm, what you're doing or if you're doing the right things, it can lengthen your journey like exponentially. Like if you don't have the right treasure map, you're not going to find the treasure that you're looking for. That's just facts,
Right. Right.
you know? So I want you to come like take a journey back before you were a mentee. Can you take us through like a hypothetical trade that you might have taken? And can you take us through without revealing too many secrets about the dojo? Can you take us through like how you select the trade now?
For me, Magic Times.
Okay.
Magic Times is that I feel like Magic times those time frames are well with the time frame, excuse me. That's
Hmm.
I think that's a joy to watch. Even if I don't take the trade, just being able to watch it actually like, all right, yo, let's wait till so and so time and see what
Hmm.
happens. And it, the way that it propels with news sometimes. I love the absorption levels. I love the just the weekly levels in the month. All of that stuff is like when you consistently see it happen over and over, and it's like the come on, this guy is it's I wouldn't say that the market is going to do it every single time, but if you see it a consistent amount of times, it's like, okay, the market is clearly telling you what it's going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I love the
Right.
magic times. I love the algorithmic injection times. Those are really dope as well. That I believe with that kind of keeps me out from taking bad trades. I always just look
True.
for those times, and if it's not anywhere, I don't even touch it. To
Right. I
be
feel
honest
you.
with you, like that's
Yo, that
yeah,
I feel you. You talking to the pastor and the choir. Right.
yeah,
Bro, I already know. I was working on my trading plan today. Like I just, but I mean, yo, Elite Trader Funding. If you don't have an account with them, they got that 85% off deal.
85% off. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll put the link in the description. You know, this is going on YouTube and all that. So link in the description. It might not be active by the time you see this, but I'll still have a discount for y'all to use. So I mean, one of my one like it's it's so simple. Like people don't understand how simple it could actually be in the
right,
market because, like I
right.
said, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm just laughing because I'd be like, yo, it feels like cheating. It definitely
hmm
feels like
hmm
cheating
It does.
sometimes. Like when you be hitting these trades, it's like, yo, it was just so lazy. Like
Yeah,
lazy. Like the closest a
it's
retail trader can get to insider trading. That's what it
right,
feels like.
right.
My wife hates when I say that. She's like, yo, it sounds like you're doing something illegal. I'm like, that's how it feels. That's
Right.
exactly how it feels. So,
And then on top
um,
of that, when you use that tool also with the controller, like that
mhm,
also it gives that added confluence in the market. Like I always knew like, what I mean, like I said, market open at 8 o'clock is always good. Sometimes 8:30 when there's like unemployment, but
mhm,
actually knowing where it can come down and hit something wicked hard and then go back up. It's like
right.
what what
Yeah, I
you
mean, seeing that play out
yeah,
is work of
yeah.
art. It's a work of art. Like, and what
Yeah, it
he's talking
is. It
about, he's
really, really
talking
is. Yeah.
about the controller. I had, like I said, I was a coder. For those of you that don't know, in Aries, I don't even think you knew this, but I wanted to be a video game designer. All like from like sixth grade all the way up until the
Mm,
time basically that I graduated. I actually went to school for computer graphics and animation, so I'm like
okay.
steeped in the coding world. I
Right,
got
right.
over 2 decades of coding experience, like
Nice.
in middle school. I was coding on the TI-83. I taught myself how to code. I was doing processes on the calculator to do math problems,
Mhm.
selling codes in class, making video games off the TI-83. So, I was
Nice,
that
nice.
nerd, if you
Right.
wanted to call it that. But when I first got into IM Academy, the two brothers that I was under, they actually were coding their own indicators up, and I learned that I could actually use those coding skills for trading. And I was like,
Right.
say word, like
Yeah.
that's amazing. So
Yeah. It's dope.
any idea that I had when it came to trading, I could place, into the I'm not gonna say well, could place it into the digital realm. And for those of y'all that like really don't know, you can back test when you can code. Like if you
Right.
have a strategy or anything like that, you can literally see the accuracy rating of that strategy. Like TradingView has a strategy tester,
Right.
MetaTrader before I was using the Trading View back tester, you can back test in MetaTrader. Like, yo, and statistics rule the game. It is a game of probabilities. And if you
Mhm.
don't know the statistical rating of your trading strategies, yo, you're just gambling. Like
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
gambling. You'd be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, like it's like this order block could hit. Like, yeah,
That's a
it
fact.
could, but
That
is
is,
it?
yeah,
Like
that's a fact.
23% chance of hitting. I don't know if I'm going to take that trade and could
Right.
just easily blow through that. I mean, the thing is, the strategies, quote unquote strategies, um, especially ones that are well known, like everybody knows about the 200 moving average. Why do you think
Right.
sometimes it works? Because everybody's placing their orders there. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, oversold and overbought RSIs, self-fulfilling prophecies, Fibonacci levels, self-fulfilling prophecies. With ICT, you know, you think that the banks don't know about this stuff because they do.
Exactly.
Like they
Yeah,
know about all the strategies. So
exactly.
what separates the dojo from every other trading community is that you're not going to find like I'm going to say not everything because I do have uses for the 200 moving average for that which we talk about and why it's so important. Most people don't even know why it's important. Like either way, knowledge is in a book, y'all. Like really,
Yeah.
you can find so much stuff about in a book. And I'll go ahead and tell y'all actually why the 200 moving average is so important because that's, you know, whatever. Y'all deserve a nugget for watching up into this point. But the 200 moving average is an institutional moving average. Institutions have algorithms that place orders at the 200 moving average. Is it going to work every single day? No, just like every other strategy. But if you look, right, go ahead and put a 200 moving average on your chart. We will see like how laser precise this moving average is. And that's because institutions, you know, they have large limit orders at this level, right? They'll
Right.
explode the market from the 200 just because there's so many different institutions, whales, aka people who can move the market, market movers, market makers that are placing, having their algorithms place orders at these levels. All right, so that's just a nugget for y'all. All right, so as a result of implementing all of this, I call it blue water mechanics that we teach in the
Mhm.
dojo. After implementing all this knowledge, what has been your outcome? You know, like from where you were before you joined the dojo to where you are now. And how do you feel like your trading has changed?
Oh yeah, it's changed dramatically, and the reason why is I'm pretty big on prop firms
Hmm.
because of just using other people's money to make your money, grow your big account, and I'm really big on that. But before when I would get these prop firms, I wouldn't know what I'd be doing. I'm like, yo, what strategy am I using today? What am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do there?
Right,
That
right.
was that was, you know what I mean? I would legitimately buy one and then I'd be like trying to find a strategy to use or whatever knowledge I had. For me, when I joined the dojo, prepping time is key for me. Key, because if it does this, I'll know what to do if it does that. If it does this, I'll know what to do if it does that. I being it I one thing that I love, I don't even know if I tell you this, that I love is when I'm using Neo
Hmm.
and it goes for the Asia high or the Asia low. It creates it, but one way doesn't break. And I'm like, yo, it's gonna break the other side. Sometime today, it's gonna get there. And it's just being able to come back and see it just just trickle down. It may take its time, but just eventually come down and break that low after creating the high. Things like that is like knowledge, just having the knowledge of that. But I think for me, being more comfortable to trade because this uh, I'm having a better game plan. Um, I'm passing prop firms. I haven't even showed you my certificate. I got to send those over to you eventually. But I'm passing prop firms, on a regular. I just haven't traded them because of the issues that's been going on. But being
Right,
able to
no
just
doubt.
know that I can pass these things with the knowledge I have and not have any stride opinion because I know not to be in the market. But I love trading. I mean, let me take a little trade here. Okay, it's a loss done for the day, but I'll know that, like I said, I usually try to aim for a 1 to 3 minimum, and it usually
Hmm.
runs a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, definitely that.
it's just, like I said, just being comfortable, not being lost, because that was a big issue that I have is just going in and just knowing, okay, what would I do now? Like it's just being able to be prepared is a big
Hmm.
thing for me that I've been able to feel being in the dojo. Just having that
Okay.
knowledge, being able to just learn it and being able to put it into action and being able to be okay with what the outcome is, regardless if it's a loss or a win. That is strong for my psychology. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
man,
Because
that's
I can
amazing.
just throw it on the chart. I have my little 10 to 12 pip stop loss. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm done. Let it run, and then I'll come back and I'll monitor from my phone here and there, but I'll come back. Maybe it's up a few. I'll maybe take a little bit off, shave a little off, and then maybe put it but it's just the comfortability is the biggest key factor for me. Comfortability and prepping time is the biggest things for me now that I'm in the
Hey,
dojo.
I love to hear it, man. Congratulations,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, I didn't even know.
Thank you.
This is a new
Yeah.
knowledge to me,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
like 1.5 million. Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
said these y'all. He just dropped a bomb. Seven-figure
Yeah.
mentee out here, my boy. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing, bro.
yeah,
That's
man. I'm
amazing.
gonna send those over to you soon, though. But yeah, it's about 1.5 roughly with Apex. But I'm gonna work on. Well, I'm trying to work with other prop firms as well, so I can just have a lot more diversity and on the
Right. Don't want
portfolio.
to put your
So
eggs in,
yeah,
in
don't
one basket. I
exactly,
feel you.
exactly.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's smart. Keep
yeah,
it rolling. Keep it rolling. That just made my day, bro.
yeah.
Another round of applause, my boy.
Appreciate it,
Another
appreciate
round of
it.
applause. So, at what point did you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you had made the right decision to become a mentee? I mean, because there's always like a moment, like at least in my own experience, like with
Hmm.
all mentorships that I've been through, like, yo, did I really make this? Like, is this really the right investment? Like, did I really make the right decision in buying
Hmm.
this mentorship? So could you tell us about, the moment where it's like, yeah, this was the one.
Um, with many mentorships I've done before, once you pay or whatever it is, the person who owns the mentorship will not they're not around much. I
Mm,
think that for you, you were always very active in the even on days when you're probably not trading, days when you have, your personal stuff going on, you're still in there to answer a question. You're still in there. You know what I mean? Like I can literally write you on Instagram, you write me back in about an hour. I can literally write you on Discord, you write me back in about. I think being able to have communication with you whenever I need it for any other question. It's like that. I think that is the biggest thing for me because of course and the viewers that's watching when you're in a mentorship, after that, after you pay, what I mean? You may not get that support after, or they might charge you for the support. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for me, I can just be like, yo, Jeff, da 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 da. He'll write me back, be like, no, he'll give me a chart, or he'll already have it in the Discord and probably just say, yo, check it in here. The schematics, I already told you, I copy everything that you talk about with schematics. I have legitimately have a folder that has the schematics and how you break down it. I take the photos, I literally have everything in there because like I said before, I want to know any and everything that goes on the market. Any kind of setup, I want to know about it, whether it's good or bad, is just being able to know that. So just having access to you whenever I need it, I think that is the biggest thing that changed differently compared to other mentorships. You know what I'm saying? That is like
yeah,
the
man,
biggest, the key thing. And on top of that, you give nuggets, um, a ton of nuggets, ton of jewels, but you also, you know what I mean? You also bless people who actually put in the work. And that's something else that I don't see a lot of people do. Yeah, I mean, just being active, taking action, you'll get blessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you will
for
get blessed.
sure,
You know what I mean?
for
And
sure.
it's
I
just,
mean, go ahead, bro.
yeah, I'm just saying, like when you had the raffle earlier in the year,
Hmm.
and I mean, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was miscommunication, but I think it was about 10, 12 people that did it. Everybody got
Right?
blessed with the hyena joints from last year. Like we had like what was it like 30 hours worth of like it was a
Yeah.
crazy amount of hours of just and I'm like, okay, cool. Like
Right. Just for showing up,
he's blessing
just
you for you
just
doing
for showing up.
what you're supposed, but the fact that he's still blessing you and giving you even more jewels after you put in the work, like. And on top of that, you learning something that can feed you for the rest of your life, generational wealth. Like, what else do you need? You know what I'm saying? What else do you really need? You just got to put the time in, put the work in. You got a question. You don't even have to ask him. The Discord is open. There's people in it that's hustling, doing what they got to do, and just get it done. It's not hard
Exactly.
at the end of the
It's
day.
right. The hardest part about trading is just overcoming your own self. Like,
Right, right.
that's it. Like, they say that when 95% of traders fail,
Fail.
right?
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. Like, that's across all communities. Like, I've been in so many, like to acquire the knowledge that I've had, I've been in so many different communities,
Right.
getting even if it's just a little corner of the treasure map. Like, that's
Right.
all you need when you got to put it all together yourself. And, then like I've had over 23,000 hours of chart time. Like as
Damn.
soon as I locked in with the charts, like I was just in it. Like, and if I'm not on the charts, I'm thinking. Like if
Right.
I'm not thinking, like I'm dreaming about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm in
Right.
there. And that's the type of energy that you have to put off. I mean, we have I think like over 100 and something members in the dojo at this point,
Hmm.
but it doesn't matter how many people I have in the dojo because it's just like a school. If you go to a school, like you go to college, right? The best college on the planet. Like you go to Harvard for all intents and purposes, but if you all you do when you go into Harvard is just drink, party, carry on, you're still not gonna become as prestigious as that college is, right? So just like
Right.
Aries was saying it just like a few minutes ago, like we only had about 10 people that participated in the raffle that I did. And all you had to do was show up, and I would have given you like 30 hours of advanced knowledge. Like,
Right. Right. And it was
and
nothing more than just comment and like this comment, just, talk about your experiences in it. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And he
right,
blessed us with
wasn't
30 plus hours, like things that maybe I haven't even been taught. Like he gave us just, yeah, take it. And it was like it's a ton, it's a lot of it's a lot of hours, but it's just eye
yeah.
opening to just learn.
So I mean, we've said so much, and I hope y'all are taking notes because all of this is gems.
Please,
Like
please take note.
literally, you got
Yeah.
to take notes. Like I
Yeah.
have books of notes from even when I started trading. Like the only reason I am where I am is because I've taken so many notes. Like I've watched videos from different mentorships so many times that I could almost recite word for word what the person was about to say. And if you're not that dedicated, so many people they'll buy a mentorship and they'll just go through it one time. Don't do that.
Mhm.
Don't do
Yeah.
that. Like go through the video until you almost know it, like it's your favorite movie.
Right.
Like I
Right.
relate it to like when we're kids. Like I know for me, and y'all can drop in the comments if I'm wrong, but there's always a video or a cartoon, some type of movie that kids are like, yo, like when I'm just gonna I watch this every day. And for me, that movie was Five Goes West, right? I used to
Ah, I
watch
remember
that
that.
movie
Mhm.
every single day,
Yeah.
right? Every single day. I knew the song, 5 I still know it, you know what I mean? Like, and you got to treat trading the same way. Like the person that you are and have it like established yourself as before you become a trader is the person you are going to be as a trader. Like I'm obsessive. When I like something, yo, I'm going in. I'm
Mhm.
going in and again and again and again and again until I'm the best, right? Until I'm the best. And with trading, that's a journey of you versus you. I don't know what anybody
Yeah.
else is doing, but I know for me, like I know that the trades that I take, like I amaze my own self, right? I'd be like, yo, this is a crazy trade. Like this is amazing. So I know everybody else who they see it, they're like, yo, what is going on? Like this is magic. Like how are you
Yeah.
doing this? Right? But it's not just me. Like Aries just told you he's funded $1.4 million. That's a seven-figure trader,
Yeah.
right? Just by applying the knowledge that he's learned. We got Adam, who's the number two FTMO trader. We had two traders who became number one on two different prop firms,
Yeah.
right? Like you can do this too. Like the knowledge is there, right? But it's about your personal journey, who you are as a person, that is going to be the determining factor. Okay. So now that you've gone through the program, you've hit these amazing milestones, bro. You're a unicorn at this point. Like
Right.
that's cream of the crop. What do you have planned for yourself and the future of your trading career?
That's a good question. Uh, I definitely I want to I've got a little chip on my shoulder for a lot of these prop firms that, what I mean, well, maybe have failed. They've, bullshitted me and said I probably hit a stop loss. I plan to go and take their money first. I think that's something I want to get. That's something
I
that
don't
I want to
blame
get
you.
done first. I mean, I got some checks to cash with them first, and then after that, like once I build it up, you remember I told you I probably want to do some kind of like of a hedge fund. I
Hmm.
really, really want to go that route and doing something like that, possibly, or maybe even do some something of a prop firm, maybe something, but something long term, something that will, you know, what I mean, it's not gonna rob people, but I want to, you know, I'm looking at different ways that, but something along the lines is there. But after I finish my assault on the prop firms first, 'cause I got a few of them
Hmm.
that I want to get done with first, and then once I feel like it's enough, then I would definitely, you know, just grow the accounts, build them, and then I probably will maybe do a hedge fund in the future. You know, I think
I
that's
love
probably
it.
something that I want to do. And then I've
I
also, you
love
know,
it
build other businesses around it as well. You
for
remember I told you
sure.
about the Ambulant business and things like that. So I definitely want to do
Hmm.
things like that as well. But yeah, I mean,
Hey
for now
man,
it's
that's
just, you
powerful,
know,
bro.
right. For now it's just getting those withdrawals and, you know,
Hmm.
definitely recouping a lot of the losses from being scammed and, you know what I mean, and
That's
getting
always
myself,
first on
yeah,
the agenda.
yeah,
I
you know what I'm
definitely
saying?
been there. I already
Right.
know. I already
Yeah.
know. So last question. If there is anyone watching out there, like, watching our interview in the future that is on the fence about joining the dojo or booking a call to even, see if they're the right fit, what would you say to them?
What do you got to lose? Is my question. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um, I always try to tie it back to my experience. As I said, you know, when I joined, I mean I was struggling, of course. I know I was struggling, but just like I said, just the way that you came at me, the way that you responded with me, and the back and forth we had in the IG, just something about the energy that you brought to the trading that I've never seen before was what made my decision. But I think for a person that is on the fence, at least just book a call. I think
mm,
at least once you get the call and you talk to him, you know what I mean? I think from there you'll be able to make a decision on what you want to do with your career from then on out. Um, I think a lot of people, I know there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of bullshit that's in the market. So
definitely, yeah.
and that I understand, you know what I'm saying? But for me, what I love about Jeff is he doesn't sell you any bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like he gives it you cut clean and clear. You have to do the work and you're gonna reap the rewards. I mean, it's just it should be that simple. It's just the way that there's so much stuff in the markets is just like I said, we talked about the $10 flips and yeah, I mean, a lot of these influencers and these guys who are out here being flashy, they really don't make money off of trading. They make money off of the mentorship money. They make money off of the off of the affiliate links. And I just feel like just if you're on the fence and you're not sure, at least just book a call with the man. And I'm 100% sure that you'll be able to know what you're gonna do after that. I don't think there should be anything that should cause you to um second guess. You know what I'm saying? I feel like and everything that he explains to you is inside the dojo. I can 100% assure you of that. Everything he talks about is in the dojo. The schematics, the perfect setups, the chart observations,
Hmm.
the it's there. It's there's a tab for everything of any kind that you might have an issue with. You know what I mean? And of course it's like it's just for you to do the work, you know what I mean? It's not going to be something where you can just plug it into your charts and just let it do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to put the work in the time. It's about how much you want it. And I want it
True,
bad. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm
true.
coming for Adam's spot in a few months. You know what I mean?
Let's go,
You know what
man.
I mean?
He would love that. Yo, we all
Yeah, I mean,
competitive, bro. I love to
right.
hear it. Let's get it.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
coming for one of those spots. I may not get the FTMO, but you know what I mean? If it's gonna be with Sway funded or something like that, I'm coming for a
right.
spot to you know what I mean? Not for me, but also I'm representing Jeff. You know what I'm saying? I've
For
said this
sure.
to Jeff many times. If you go back and you check his Instagram, Arete and Investitori, I've always told him that he's the best mentor in the world, and I truly I a
I
hundred percent
appreciate you, bro.
believe that,
For
and he
sure.
showed it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's many other people who will attest to that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm just like, if you just book a call with him, bro, that's all you got to do. Book a call,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he's not going to convince you. He's going to show you, and you're going to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? He's
that's
not going to
right.
act. He's not going to beg you to come to the dojo. We good with
Definitely
or
not that.
without you. To be honest with you, like to be honest, and
Yeah,
just
for
book the
sure.
call, bro.
Hey, we appreciate you, Aries.
Appreciate you.
Everybody out there watching, all relevant links will be in the description. The link to book a call. I'll even throw some links about, free strategy that you can see or whatever. Maybe not free. I don't even know yet. We just gonna have to see. Like, because the thing is, there's too much free stuff out there, right?
Right.
I've been told that my free training was worth like hundreds of dollars. So
Mhm.
yeah, MJ, my other seven-figure trading coach, he told me that I cannot have a free training because it's worth too much already. So y'all
Right.
gonna pay
Right.
something, but anytime somebody sees something for free, like they don't even pay too much attention to it. Like
They don't
the
value it
thing
as
is
much. Yeah.
about, yeah, if you
Mm,
don't pay for something, you don't really pay attention, right? I'm
mm-hmm.
not gonna gouge
Facts.
your pockets about it, but I'm not gonna waste my time giving out valuable information for free anymore. That was
Right.
one of the things that I've been doing for so long. Because we have a money mindset. All of us have a money mindset. Like
Right.
I didn't come from millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Like, I became who I was without all of that, right? Like, and it took my own investment. Like, trading is hard. We go through a whole bunch of stuff on the journey to trading. Aries knows, like, we have personal conversations about stuff that's going on. And, it's gonna test you every step of the way. And once you get to the journey, the beach is still gonna be hot. Like you have to walk on a hot beach barefoot still, right? There's still going to be obstacles, right? There's stuff that's more important than money, like your friends, your family, right? Your health, right? These are things that you're still going to have to take care of along the way. So it's not just about trading, right? Whether you decide to book a call or not book a call, I hope you got value out of this. Like I said, I love teaching. I love helping people become the traders that they're looking for. Because so many traders, they think that they're so far away from the goal, but they just need a little adjustment, right?
Yeah.
You just need a little adjustment, and that's it. So Aries, bro, appreciate your time.
Appreciate
Appreciate you
you, man.
choosing me as a mentor. And yo, infinite congratulations on hitting that M in funding. That is a major accomplishment, bro.
Appreciate
Major
it. Thank you.
accomplishment.
Thank
I'm so happy for you. Honored to call you a mentee of mine. Honored to be your mentor. And yeah, bro, we got a lot of work to do. A
you.
lot of
Yes.
work to do. So I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
No doubt. All right, y'all. If y'all watching again, links gonna be in the comments section below. Not the comments, I mean the description. Yeah, y'all forgive me. It's been a long week for me. But y'all be easy. Peace and love.